Alphabet Murders, a true story of Rochester's unsolved nightmare. In the early 1970s, Rochester, New York was terrorized by a serial killer who preyed on young girls, each with matching initials in their names. 3 children, Carmen Colon, Wanda Wolkowicz, and Michelle Maenza, were abducted, assaulted, and strangled, their bodies dumped in nearby towns. Dubbed the Alphabet Murders for the chilling pattern of alliterative names, the case sparked a massive manhunt but yielded no convictions. The killer's methodical cruelty and ability to evade capture left a city scarred, and a mystery that endures half a century later. Who targeted these innocent girls, and why did the trail go cold? The Alphabet Murders remain a haunting enigma, a dark stain on Rochester's history that begs for answers. The horror began on November 16, 1971, in Rochester, a bustling industrial city. Carmen Colon, a 10-year-old Puerto Rican girl, vanished while running an errand for her grandmother. Witnesses saw her near a highway, seemingly distressed, but she was gone by the time help arrived. 2 days later, her body was found 12 miles away in Churchville, partially clothed, strangled, and showing signs of sexual assault. Scratches on her body suggested she fought her attacker, but no fingerprints or DNA were recovered. On April 2, 1973, Wanda Wolkowicz, an 11-year-old redhead, disappeared after buying groceries near her home. Her body was found the next day in Webster, 10 miles from Rochester, strangled with a belt and wrapped in a tarp. Like Carmen, she had been assaulted, and her body was dumped in a rural area. The similarities, age, method, and disposal linked the crimes, but police had no suspects. The final confirmed victim was Michelle Maenza, also 11, abducted on November 26, 1973, after leaving school. Her body was discovered 2 days later in Macedon, 15 miles away, strangled with a ligature and showing signs of assault. A witness saw her eating at a diner with a man before her disappearance, and a sketch described a nondescript white male, 25-35, driving a beige car. Traces of food in Michelle's stomach and a partial fingerprint on her body offered hope, but neither led to a breakthrough. The matching initials, CC, WW, MM, and the victims' ages, all 10 or 11, gave the case its chilling nickname. Rochester, a tight-knit community, was consumed by fear. Parents kept children indoors, and schools tightened security. The police, under pressure, chased over 800 leads, focusing on local sex offenders and drifters. The prime suspect, Kenneth Bianchi, later convicted as one of the hillside stranglers in Los Angeles, lived in Rochester during the murders and drove a car matching witness descriptions. But his fingerprints didn't match, and he was never charged. Another suspect, a local uncle of Carmen Colon, was investigated for her murder, but cleared after passing a polygraph. The case's eerie details deepened its grip. The killer chose girls from low-income neighborhoods, suggesting he targeted the vulnerable. Each abduction occurred in daylight, showing bold confidence. The bodies were dumped in towns starting with the same letter as the victims' names. Churchville for Carmen, Webster for Wanda, Macedon for Michelle, hinting at a ritualistic or taunting pattern. Semen and hair found on the victims were tested, but 1970s forensics couldn't isolate DNA. Witnesses reported a man loitering near abduction sites, but sketches were too vague to identify him. Theories ranged from a lone psychopath to a copycat inspired by earlier crimes. Some linked the murders to the double initial killings in California, though no evidence connected them. Others speculated the killer was a local with intimate knowledge of Rochester's backroads, possibly a delivery driver or salesman. The lack of modern technology, DNA profiling was decades away, stymied the investigation, and key evidence, like the fingerprint, was lost over time. By 1974, the murders stopped with no explanation. Did the killer die, move away, or go dormant? The case went cold, leaving families devastated. The victims' parents, particularly Carmen's grandmother and Michelle's mother, died without closure. Rochester's community, once trusting, grew wary, with the murders becoming a cautionary tale for generations. The case inspired books and documentaries, but no new leads emerged. In the 2000s, police revisited the case, hoping DNA advances could crack it, but degraded evidence offered no answers. A 2010 task force re-interviewed witnesses and tested archived hair samples, but matches were inconclusive. The case remains open, with 3 confirmed victims and a lingering fear that the killer struck again elsewhere. Today, the alphabet murders haunt Rochester, a city that honors its lost girls with memorials but no justice. The streets where Carmen, Wanda, and Michelle played are quieter now, shadowed by a killer who slipped through time's cracks. Was he a predator hiding in plain sight, a transient monster, or a ghost of Rochester's past? The initials C, W, and M remain carved in a city's memory, a cipher for a truth that may never be found. If you enjoyed this videos, follow me, like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you.